My name is Nassime Saps.
Let me ask you a question. Has anything ever happened to you that you couldn't explain? That made you feel sort of foolish when you tried to tell somebody about it? Well, if it has, you have plenty of company, as you'll soon see.
Number 4. David Burgess. David Burgess, also known as Jabbers, is another influential figure in the Hells Angels fraternity. A veteran member of the club and president of the Nevada Nomads, a chapter that doesn't claim territory, Burgess has had a significant impact on the motorcycle club's operations. In 2008, Burgess faced a significant legal challenge when he was charged with possessing and transporting child pornography across state lines.
Hi, it's Tree. Okay, I want to show you something about Troy Regis, who is the owner of the Hells Angels Corporation. And this is from USA People USA People Search, a background check. Okay, and Troy, you know, and his alias, look, okay, Troy Peace or Troy Philip Regis and Mary S. Smith, aka Troy Regis, Trop Regis. Okay, and then it's got all of his properties. And if you look through it, if you go to just search Troy Regis and you'll see detailed background check. It'll show you. Okay, and all his addresses and stuff, and all these houses were used for his international child pornography, human trafficking, snuff film ring, and all his neighbors and stuff, they all know each other, and they all live next to each other, and all the people, like his associates and friends, they all share the same addresses as him, and they rotate houses. There's his mom, Yvonne, his sister, Kim. Anyhow, so you go down, and you see all his properties, and you can see how everybody's sharing the same addresses back and forth and rotate and stuff like that, and how Troy Regis got all of Dave Burgess's property. Now, but really what I want to show you is, okay, now it just said at the top, okay, his other name is Mary S. Smith, right? And, okay, see, sorry. Where did I go with this? Okay, sorry. So it's properties. He's got a whole bunch of properties that he owns. But like I said, once they got the other wing, they're joined under the Illuminati, under the Queen Elizabeth. Okay, now these are marriages for Troy Regis, who's also Mary S. Smith. Now, he was married under his name, Troy Regis, to Candace Sickles, okay, in 1993. Now, remember, it said Mary S. Smith, okay, that was his other name. And if you look, okay, the groom, okay, Mary S. Smith is the bride. The groom, Gordon B. Thomas, Roger Jacobs, see, Mary Smith is the bride. And, Joseph Zeno is the groom, and Mary Smith, okay, that's Troy Regis is Mary Smith, S. Smith, so he's the bride again. And he's the bride again to Wayne Dwight McMillan, and Mary S. Smith is the bride. And the groom, David Robert Hovland, and Mary Shannon, so he keeps saying Mary the SSS, Mary different, still all the same one. These are all Troy Regis's marriages. And the dates, okay, and Stewart, or Leslie E. Jr. Stewart, aunties, Benji, groom. So these are all the people Troy Regis was married to under the name Mary Smith, and the dates. And so basically he's been married 20 times to these men under the name Mary Smith since he's been age 10. And guess what else? They're all dead. And I was made let to be known that his mother did it to make money off of him when he was a little boy, because he wasn't making any money off of the child pornography that he was born into. And I mean, whether, you know, I mean, I was let known about this stuff, but the fact remains, this is legal public documents. You can find out that he is Mary S. Smith, and that he is married to all of these men since age 10, and they're all dead. Okay, now what's up with that? Something ain't right there. 20 men, and they're all dead. That Troy's been married to under Mary Smith. So 10 years old, you know his mom has had something to do with that. Obviously, okay. Alright, so what I'm saying, a suggestion is, you know, since I believe he is running an international human trafficking, child pornography, snuff film, kidnapping ring, and I was let known by this, well, I've known from many sources. And plus, Dave Burgess, the world president, and Troy Regis' sidekick, went to prison for 15 years for tens of thousands of pictures of children being used in child pornography. When I've been saying for years and years and years that there's a child pornography ring going on, including the fact that I've talked to 4 children in Reno, Nevada, about 7 years ago that told me about him and the child pornography ring and what they did to him, what they did to them. And it's also a Satan cult that he runs, and it's a generational Satan cult. You know, so they also kidnap women and sacrifice them. And Mark Presser in Reno, Nevada, who was, he worked at as a forest ranger in the Reno Forest Preserve. Mark Presser, he knows about this stuff too, and he knows where Troy Regis has 2 little girls, missing girls, buried under a tree. David Burgess, he was the world president of the Hells Angels. The only one above power, that had more power than him, of course, was the owner of the Hells Angels Corporation, which was Troy Regis. He was the manager for Dave Burgess at the Old Bridge Ranch, which Dave Burgess owned, which is now closed down because, well, he's in prison for tens of thousands of pictures being used in child pornography. Now, Dave Burgess and Troy Regis have been partners in crime for a long time. The Hells Angels, Reno Renegades, when they were Reno Renegades, and, you know, through the brothel, the ranch and stuff. Anyways, David Burgess, he's in prison right now for tens of thousands of pictures of children being used in child pornography. Tens of thousands. That's a lot of pictures. That's a lot of kids. What the hell was he doing with tens of thousands of pictures being used in child pornography? That's a little more than some perverted hobby. You know, tens of thousands of pictures sounds more to me like an organization, organized crime. Like maybe a child pornography ring? I don't know, you tell me. What the hell was Dave Burgess doing with tens of thousands of pictures of children being used in child pornography? Who are these kids? Where are they? Are they missing kids? Are they kidnapped kids? Are they dead? Are they alive? Where are these kids? Why haven't the police or any in the investigations or the trial done, you know, when David went to trial, why didn't anybody bother to find out who these children are and where they are? There's a lot of families out there who have lost their children who have been kidnapped. Now listen to me. Tens of thousands of pictures, meaning that there's a lot of kids in there. Who are these children? Where are these children? That's what I want to know. Okay, let me check this out. Okay, this is Troy Regis' property. That donut, the circle, Story County. It's like Lockwood, Mustang, Nevada, and it's this. How many of you go after and search for the aliens and the reptilians and the dragons and the draconians and the magicians and the Illuminati and the royalty, the royal Freemasons, and I mean, how many, and the dragons? How many of you guys actually go out there and just fucking, well, and just totally decide to find them? You know, nobody has done that except me, and that's why I got to know them. But I still, right now, I'm not talking. None of them are talking to me again. But see, the important thing that you guys understand right now is that, okay, it was the dragons, the reptilians that told me that Leo was Jesus' clone, or the lion, the second coming lion of Judah. And they're the one that told me about Troy Regis and his property vibrating on 7, and they're the ones that told me about it being a stargate, and that they're the one that told me about the crystals that I have being a piece of the mother stone, which is the mainframe computer chip that the reptilians, they're not the ones here on Earth, but the seven Anunnaki and the snakely, the serpent, whatever you want to call it, those that they've been running the world and controlling the dragons here, making them control us here with a computer chip that is in the shape of a skull with an elongated head. And then the dragons are the ones that told me it was the Hells Angels' death head, and that dragons are the ones that told me that Troy Regis' property is the only other place in the world vibrating on a 7, which is like a plug-in in a wall. Okay, in order to plug in these and activate these crystals, which is my crystals are a piece of the mainframe computer chip. That's what the dragons tell me, and because I've had dragon friends and they get mad at me and then they love me, then we fight and everything, and some of them hate me so bad. But I was told that most of them love me and want to do the right thing, and I was not. No, they didn't say most of them love me. Okay, I have to make sure that that's what I want them to say, but they told me that most were on our side, which means Troy Regis, the Hells Angels, Pendar, Draken, George Bush, and they said most of the Illuminati, and then there's some certain one Bohemian Grove ones are not. They're totally like out. They're totally against me. But there's like a war going on inside internally with the dragons, the reptilians, and everything. But and plus, they're the ones that told me this stuff. And shoot, I want you to listen to this. This is Troy Regis' property at 43,560 square feet. Gooseberry Acre has a comparative market value of between 82,000 and 119,000. But then, now, the market value of that, but then the value range though is 45 to 66 million, but that's only improved, represent basic real estate value, whatever. But the property is located almost in the middle of a 102,000 acre Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, TRIC, which is touted as being the largest development of its kind in the world. The gooseberry is being referred to as the hole in the TRIC donut. Like I told you, it's like a circle, like a donut. It's a stargate. It's like the 7, okay? And the dragons, see, the ones in the Masons, like my Master Mason and all the other Masons that can't come out and talk about what's happening because, they'll get punished, and that's because they can't do it because the thing is that they need somebody to be able to, Troy, they need you and the Hells Angels to be able to go to, everybody need a place to go. They can't leave without having a place to go, but knowing that they'll be taken better care of there, knowing that, because you know what, there's all kinds of people in the world, right? But still, most of them don't want to fucking rule the world. You know what I'm saying? They need somebody to organize things and to make order and to be able to be fair, so that they don't have to do all the fucking stupid bullshit. They hate the bullshit they have to do, human or not human. And they're being controlled by other beings, forces that are not even on the earth, even though they're underneath the ocean. They're closer than you think. The Devil's Sea, the Bermuda Triangle, but still, what else? What was happening in the underworld, okay, what the Bible was about and what the reptilians were about, and showed me the main characters that I was to focus on was Troy Regis, Dave Burgess, and the leader, and the Illuminati, and the leaders. And I didn't know about the Queen Elizabeth or the Illuminati until after 7 years after my vision. For the first 7 years, all it really showed me was about the Hells Angels and the underworld and what they are doing with everything I've been talking about. And so I spent my life finding out if it's true or if it's bullshit. Because if I wasn't telling the truth, and if this all turned out to be insanity, then I would have just, okay, whatever, I would have not been out here, you know what I'm saying? Because I had to find out, because there's a fine line between being psychic and psycho. Okay, but the San Grail, the family, the royal family, Queen Elizabeth and the royal family, she sits on the throne of King David. She has her and her husband and Prince Charles, if you look under Queen Elizabeth's honors and titles, look on the internet, and you will find that her and her husband and her son have jurisdiction over every country in the world. And the United States, to simplify things, is
not because Great Britain owns any part of the United States, but because the leaders of the United States are in her secret societies, which are the Royal Orders or Bohemian Grove or the Masons and different things like that.